Hello again. In today's video, I want to explain to you a trade that I've been in for the past 25 months or so in a stock called BitDigital, symbol BTBT. This company mines Bitcoin. Now, I got into this trade back in November of 21, and I want to bring in a weekly because my daily only goes back to late 22. So back in November of 21, we were trading around the $10, $11 area, and I started selling naked puts, and I was getting assigned shares. Now, I want to bring your attention here. This stock got down to a low of 53 cents in late 2022. I really considered doubling my position. I would have drastically reduced my cost, and I was thinking this stock's either going to go to zero or it's going to pop. And if it pops, I think it'll pop hard and I'll get flat. But I really thought the zero was the option. I didn't think it was going to pop. I really thought that it was going to zero, so I just didn't do it. I just held. So let's bring back in the daily, and I want to bring in my spreadsheet. Okay, this was my my opening put sale, and I was assigned 100 shares at $11.50. Got 55 bucks for the trade. So I was assigned 600 shares from November of 21 to August of 22, and down here are the stock trades. So like this trade here just gets assigned down here. That's not an additional buy, but I wound up buying an additional 300 shares along the way. Now, you guys know I love to sell options. I love to sell puts and calls. During this trade, I only sold one call option. I was only ever able to get one call option off, and I think this is going to total 11. Yeah, I only sold 11 options on this in over 2 years. Guys, I sold 22 call options last Friday on the 22nd alone. That tells you how bad this was. So I wound up with 900 shares, an average cost of $5.48, with a net cost of $5 a share. The net cost is my average cost less the total of the premium I've sold, divided by the number of shares I've had. Okay, so back to the chart here. Once we got into spring summer of 23, stock ran. We got up to 480, and I was just wishing that we could get to $5 and I could get flat. I actually looked at some call options, and I actually had some orders to sell call options, but I never did get a fill. Then we started to drift lower, and then this hit. And I tell you guys, when we got down back into that $2 range, I was just sick, because I thought, you know, we could go back down to 53 cents. Well, with the market surge in November and December, look what's happened in the last 6 weeks. And look at the last 3 days. I mean, guys, this is strength. Let me broaden this out. This is just vertical. This is straight up. And I'm happy to say that I sold into strength today. Now, I want to bring in my flexible grid here. This is a 5-minute chart. This is 15. This is hourly, and this is daily. On the 15-minute chart, notice the horizontal dotted lines. Those are just day dividers. Let's bring in today. So actually, let me back up to yesterday. Yesterday, we closed at around 4:30. So I put in an extended hour good till cancel order to sell my entire position at $5.49, hoping maybe I could get hit overnight. Well, this morning we gapped up a little bit and we ran up to about 480. Well, at this point, I started looking at call options. Let's bring in the option chain. Oh, note, these are monthly options. The options in white, let me bring in the, something that's got daily options. Like, how about Apple? Or not daily, but I mean weekly options. So Apple's got weekly. The options that are in white are monthly. Now, when I got into BitDigital, it had weekly options. But once it got down to, I think, $1 under $1, it no longer traded weeklies, just monthlies. So the Jan 19th, with 23 days until expiry, were my only choice. So I bring up the chain here. Now, I was actually looking at these $5 options. Now, this is the bid, and this is the offer. So these options were trading between 80 and 85 cents at the close today. Now, over here was the low price traded today of 50 cents, and the high price traded today was 90 cents. I was really kicking around selling this $5 option or even the $5.50 option. But they've got 23 days until expiration. And I thought, you know, this thing could go back to $2.50 by the time these options expire, and I don't want to be holding the bag. The market is giving me a gift here, and I really want to take advantage of it. So I actually just routed an order to sell my entire position at $5.02. I thought that makes up for the little bit of fees I'm going to be charged for selling the stock. And I'll make just a smidgen on the trade. Not very much, but I'll make a little bit. So anyway, long story short, guys, I'm flat. And I am, oh Miami, I am thrilled to be flat. Oh my goodness gracious. This trade, this money here is what I call dead money. It's just money that is sitting in a stock that's going nowhere. I'm trapped. I cannot sell any call options. I really don't want to sell any put options. You know, in the meantime, that money could be in CDs, could be in treasury bills, could be in money market funds, could be in other positions doing something, but instead it's just sitting here doing nothing. Oh, man. So I'm thrilled to be flat. So what I've done here is I've just, in the sell column here, this vertical column, basically I sold my shares at 502. Now I lost $417 on the stock, but I did make around $433 on the options. So basically a scratch trade, except for the lost opportunity the last 2 years. Wound up with a $15.77 profit, enough to buy a fish dinner at a good fish restaurant. Anyway, guys, don't trade like this. Don't add to your losers like this. Don't hold these things until they go to 53 cents on you. Just bail. Just take a small loss, get out, move on to something else. This is not the way to trade. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned from my mistakes. And I tell you, I'm just thrilled to be flat. We'll talk soon.